Imagine this. You're standing on a train platform in Birmingham, or Leeds, or the outskirts of London. It's raining, obviously. Your train was supposed to arrive 20 minutes ago. When you check your phone, you realize ticket prices are up again, but the service is somehow worse. You're exhausted. You've been working harder than ever, yet your bank account looks exactly like it did in 2008. Adjusted for inflation, you're poorer. You look around. Crumbling infrastructure, high streets full of vape shops and betting terminals. And that sinking feeling hits you. This isn't just a rough patch. Something is structurally broken. Welcome to the United Kingdom. Once the workshop of the world, the ruler of the waves, the empire on which the sun never set. Today, the sick man of Europe. Again. For nearly 15 years, the economy has barely grown. Housing feels like a pyramid scheme. The healthcare system is on life support, and the political class has spent a decade playing musical chairs while the Titanic sinks. So what happened? Is it Brexit, laziness, or something deeper baked into the British system itself? Grab a cup of tea, if you can afford the electricity, because we're about to perform the autopsy of an empire. 1. The Great Stagnation. Why you're not getting richer. Let's start with the obvious truth. You feel broke because the country is broke. Not financially, but intellectually. We didn't run out of money. We ran out of productivity. Since the 2008 financial crisis, the British productivity has flatlined. If the UK had kept growing at its pre-2008 pace, the average worker would be earning roughly $11,000 to $14,000 more every single year. Pause on that. That's the cost of stagnation. To understand why, meet two workers. First, Pierre in France. His boss faces strict labor laws and high wages, so he invests in robots, automation, and advanced software. Pierre supervises machines and produces massive output. He gets paid well because he creates value. Now meet Barry in the UK. His boss doesn't buy robots. Why bother? Labor's cheap and easy to fire. It's cheaper to hire Barry and two mates to move boxes by hand than invest in modern machinery. Barry works harder, sweats more, but produces a fraction of the output. That's the UK economy in a nutshell. Low investment, low wages, low productivity. Business investment has lagged behind the rest of the G7 for decades, and it collapsed further after 2016. Companies hoard cash instead of modernizing. The government does even worse, running a 21st century economy on Victorian infrastructure. We're trying to compete with Silicon Valley using copper wire internet and a rail network designed in the age of steam. It's like racing Formula One in a 1998 Ford Fiesta. Then comes the finance curse. From the 1980s onward, the UK decided it didn't need to make things, it would just move money around. London became a global casino. Banking made bankers rich, but it drained talent from the real economy. Engineers stopped building trains and reactors and started writing trading algorithms. When the casino collapsed in 2008, we realized we'd hollowed out everything else. 2. Housing, the loud, screaming killer. If productivity is the silent killer, housing is the one holding a knife to the economy's throat. In Britain, building homes is effectively illegal. Want to build labs, apartments, or offices near jobs? In the UK, you enter bureaucratic hell. Planning permissions, objections, endless delays. Local councils are dominated by homeowners who want prices to rise forever and construction nowhere near them. The result? In the 1990s, houses cost 4 times the average salary. Today, it's over 8 times. In London, it's 12 to 14. This wrecks the economy in 3 ways. First, talent freezes. People turn down great jobs because rent near productive cities is insane. Second, money vanishes. Young workers spend 40 to 50% of income on rent, money that isn't invested, saved, or spent locally. It's transferred straight to landlords. Third, the greenbelt myth. We're told we can't build to protect nature, but much of it is farmland or golf courses. In places like Surrey, golf courses take up more land than housing. We've built a modern feudal system. If your parents own property, you're fine. If not, you work to pay off someone else's mortgage. The UK economy is now a housing market with a country attached to it. 3. Austerity, cutting off your leg to lose weight. After 2008, the government faced real problems and chose the worst solution: austerity. The idea was simple and wrong. The nation's credit card is maxed out, so stop spending. But governments aren't households. When the government cuts spending, people lose jobs, demand collapses, and tax revenue shrinks. Between 2010 and 2019, the UK slashed public spending on a historic scale. Local council budgets were cut nearly in half, public sector wages frozen, police numbers reduced, infrastructure neglected. And now we live with the consequences. The NHS, once sacred, is overwhelmed. Waiting lists exploded. Millions are long-term sick, not because they want to be, but because the system can't fix them. Illness is now dragging down the economy. Austerity was like refusing to change your car's oil to save money. You save pennies short-term and destroy the engine long-term. We closed libraries, let schools crumble, let potholes spread, and now we're shocked everything feels broken. 4. The Brexit hangover. And yes, we have to talk about it. Brexit. Whatever you voted, the economic data is clear. Leaving the world's largest free trade bloc added friction to trade. Before, selling to Europe was as easy as selling domestically. Now it means paperwork, checks, and costs. Big corporations can cope, small businesses can't. Many simply stopped exporting. According to the Office for Budget Responsibility, Brexit is set to permanently reduce the UK's economic potential. Not overnight collapse, but slow, grinding loss of growth, investment, and opportunity. None of these problems happened overnight, and none of them have quick fixes. The UK failed because people stopped working hard. It failed because it stopped investing, stopped building, and started protecting wealth instead of creating it. Empires don't usually collapse with explosions. They decay quietly. Delayed trains, crumbling hospitals, unaffordable homes, and a generation wondering why working harder gets them nowhere. And that's the real tragedy of modern Britain.